Gonna air fry Chinese meal leftovers for 120 minutes and see what happens. I dedicate this video to the man himself, Kendrick Lobstar. We had some leftovers from yesterday, and I couldn't think of a better way to dispose of them. In an attempt at making it a more complete meal, I grabbed some more Chinese-sounding foodstuffs I found around the house. Fork instead of chopsticks because I like to be controversial. Previous experiments proven to be rather dangerous. Gonna air fry eggs for 120 minutes and see what happens. Just when I let my guard down a bit. So I am, of course, arming myself with a fire extinguisher just in case. With all ingredients and instruments gathered, I am ready to commence the experiment. Don't forget to subscribe and comment what I should cook up next. Starting with a bed of rice, which should be studied much more closely by some physicists, because I need answers. How is it possible to cram a metric fuck-ton of rice in a container the size of Tic Tacs? This is literally the opposite of Amazon, with their 9-volt battery being sent in a 12 by 12 by 46 box. Next up is apparently boxed vomit? I couldn't remember what it was, so I checked the restaurant's website. Luckily, it is not vomit. It's just some spicy garlic dick. Some sweet and sour sauce on top, followed by fried wonton strips for texture. Now for the assortment of other Chinese-sounding ingredients, I hit it up with some hoisin sauce and another sweet and sour sauce. Why two kinds, you ask? Because I am serious about this shit, and I'm about to make some gourmet dinner. Of course, it would not be a Chinese meal without a fortune cookie, so I am adding one too. 10 minutes at 350 degrees begins. While I wait, I will share with you one early exclusive entertainment sauce TikTok video. I don't need a shopping list. With effort, I will remember that I need this item. Okay, but will you be able to remember that you already bought it? Because apparently I can't. Is this a plier? They're can openers. So again, why are they shaped like this? I've never seen a can opener like this. This is the right shape. That's a Klingon weapon. Person out here using World War I can openers. I've never seen a can opener that's not shaped like, outside of like American movies. Where are y'all getting can openers with handles? Well, I got these ones from Kmart. From memory, I think they each cost about $6. About $4 US. What is wrong with all of you? Here is the opener. Just looking at this picture is giving me tetanus. Jesus Christ. People are really out here using can openers from the Bronze Age. Op is the only person in this thread with normal can openers, and they have 3 of them. They're all using these dangerous weapons because I'm hoarding all the good can openers. The earliest version of this type of can opener was patented in 1926 and went into production around 1930 or 1931. The swing-away model #407 has been in production since 1955 and has sold an estimated 100 million plus units. The Bunker Company was purchased by the rival company and was manufacturing can openers based on this design effectively since 1931 up to the present day, currently owned by Rubbermaid. There have been a large number of improvements to the design, but it remains in production to this day, including under more or less the unchanged original patent. Many can openers even incorporate a small hook into their design, which can be used as a bottle opener or similar to the lever-type can openers above. Just so everyone on this thread knows, they also come in electric, which can be very useful after you slice your hands open on that trench warfare shit. After that cursed butter denier yesterday, and now this, I'm starting to think half of Tumblr users are visitors from some kind of Dickensian alternate reality, where everything to do with food is crusty and depressing. Why does the box of that electric can opener demonstrate the opener being used on a can with a pull top? Reblogging again because I do actually have something to say to this. I own both, like one of those thingies OP has, and like an ancient can opener. And like those things OP had just survived a year or two, then they don't open cans anymore and are just frustrating. But the ancient can opener, it works so perfectly fine, and well, I think it is still from my great-grandmother. And it just fucking slaps. It might last longer, but my wrists when I have to use it don't. Those old openers are fucking hell on the hands. I can get a new can opener easier than I can get new joints, especially since you already have 3 of them. I love the migration in this post from ADHD purchasing to can opener discourse. You don't get this shit on any other site. So there's a good reason to show the electric opener doing its thing on a pop-top can. Pop-tops are great if you have the hand strength for them, which is not all that likely if you're buying an electric can opener, because Leverage makes modern turn-the-handle wheel-type manual can openers about the minimum force necessary for opening a can. I have arthritic hands, and let me tell you, I noticed that pulling off a pop-top can's pop-top takes more effort than turning the handle on my swing-away. So they took the product photo with a pop-top so that even if you don't notice the text on the box saying that it works on them, you can be sure it will do that. If a Tumblr post is reblogged enough times, it eventually becomes about everything. All this talk of can openers and not one mention of a good old-fashioned wall-mounted can opener? I'm just saying that if you had one of these screwed to your pantry door, you wouldn't have accidentally bought 3 of them, because you would have a permanent bruise on your arm where you keep walking into it. It clearly folds away. You can see the hinge in the picture. Also, who the hell is walking around inside their pantry? Me when I retrieve cans of chunky chili beef. And if I remembered to fold things away, I would also remember that I already own can openers. If you made it this far, I would appreciate if you liked the video and subscribe. 10 minutes elapsed. Sauce already bubbling, and the plastic wrapper from the cookie shrunk significantly. No other major discoveries so far. I found some more Chinese-sounding foodstuffs while waiting. Hopefully adding them early into the process will not compromise the experiment. Yet another sweet and sour sauce. I'm pretty sure the Triple Delight is just a dish with 3 types of sweet and sour sauces, by the way. And to stay saucy, I added some gyoza dipping sauce, some duck sauce, Chinese barbecue spice mix, which, for unknown to me reasons, is hella pink, and finally some tar from the jar. Another 10 minutes begins now. For legal reason, I will mention that nobody should try this at home. I am a trained idiot equipped with a probably functional fire extinguisher, and I am watching the whole experiment like a hawk. It would be extremely dangerous to just let it go for so long with no supervision. While I wait, I will share one more TikTok storytime video with you. Film bros when you tell them you want to watch a Marvel movie, and not a 2-hour black and white movie about the Serbian government shown through the eyes of a pigeon. This TikTok screenshot ruined my life. I need to see the Serbian pigeon movie so badly. But it doesn't exist. It's so foul to make this bad of a point with something so cool and then take it away from me. TikTok Marvel fans really will be out here like movie fans shocked because I'd rather watch superhero movie #54 in blue and not a sensual 1987 French horror film about a man discovering his wife may not exist, set in what is gradually revealed to be a space station. As if you're supposed to agree that superhero movie #54 is the clear winner in this comparison. Love the idea of a story about a complex issue that's told from the perspective of something that cannot comprehend or care about the issue. The way the story would be sliced up and moments that a human would consider pointless would be focused on because the pigeon happened to be there would be hype as fuck. Okay, fine. I made the movie poster of it. Melissa, otherwise known as Little One, is a pet pigeon owned by a conservative butler of the Austro-Hungarian aristocracy. She is loved and she is pampered until her owner is murdered in cold blood, and she is left to fend for herself in Sarajevo. In the wilds of the city, she feeds from the poor working nationalist radicals and the Vurisha alike. To Melissa, there are no ethical concerns, no politics, no burgeoning nationalism. There are only hands that feed her and hands that do not. This is compelling. Consider me fucking compelled. Final shot is the bird hearing, but not seeing, the sound of a .32 ACP pistol and flying away in shock. From the studio that brought you Goncharov. 20 minutes elapsed. I can smell it already. It is not a bad smell so far, but it already looks angry and sounds evil. Unsauced bits of rice are already hard. Increasing intervals to 20 minutes. 40 minutes elapsed. It looks and sounds slightly angrier, but the smell is starting to change. Flavors. I'm starting to understand when Kendrick said, "It smells brown." When I think about it, that's about as accurate of a description as it can be. Another 20 minutes begins. 60 minutes elapsed. While the appearance hasn't changed that much, the smell has further evolved. There are very pungent notes of burned sugary substances mixed with almost vinegar-like punch. Oh my God, I just figured it out. It smells sweet and sour, but very strong and mixed with brown smell and bad ideas. Because I'm a very considerate husband, I decided to take the experiment outside. I was not at all shouted at by my wife because the smell was starting to penetrate the whole house.
Take it outside!
Another 20 minutes begins now. 80 minutes elapsed. My eyes are watering when I get close to the air fryer. Everything is fused together at this point. The sizzling sound is a rattlesnake-like warning. There is only one thing left to do. Another 20 minutes begins. 100 minutes elapsed. This is where the limits of videos and television hinder my ability to share this knowledge with you. The appearance hasn't changed much in the past 60 minutes, but the smell is constantly evolving. It is still mostly sweet and sour, but each time I get close to it, there's a new note that I really cannot describe, and it is strong. How strong, you ask? Well, let me point out that the plastic wrapper in the cookie is completely melted, and not a single time I was able to smell it. We all know burning plastic is super specific and strong smelling. This overpowered that completely. Oh, and by the way, apparently I'm not that great with counting, and I air fried it for 140 minutes in total. So before I taste test this, I just have to fix one thing. Gonna air fry Chinese meal leftovers for 140 minutes and see what happens. 140 minutes elapsed. It's basically one giant forbidden Rice Krispie at this point. Let's try a wonton strip first.
Oh.
It's charcoal. I made charcoal again, 3 out of 10. I've eaten worse. Rice is proving to be difficult to fork. But surprisingly, it is rather nice. It is somewhat sweet, and the texture is excellent. 7 out of 10. I fished out some of the moist, sauced rice from underneath the charcoal insulation layer. It doesn't look promising, but smells okay, I guess. And even more surprisingly, it tastes completely edible. 4 out of 10 on a regular day. 7 out of 10 if I honked that bobo beforehand. One thing I noticed, though, is that even though this was cooking for over 2 hours, it is still not even remotely as hot as the boxes of magma that this restaurant delivers. I am not sure how it is possible. When y'all figure out how they pack so much rice in those boxes, please look into this next. Fortune cookie is all kinds of fucked up. Charred on top, melted wrapper at the bottom. It tastes like thoughts and prayers, 2 out of 10, and the fortune says you should like, comment, and subscribe. As the experiment concluded, I am shocked that this tasted as good as it did. The smell it produced suggested this one will be rough. As soon as the evil smell vacates my house, I will be back with another experiment. If you made it so far, I would appreciate if you liked the video and subscribe to my channel. Comment what I should cook up next. Also, I will be donating the value of food wasted here to a food bank, and if you have one that you would like to support, let me know in the comments below, and I will donate it on your behalf. Love y'all. Papa bless.